Hey, good morning. How y'all doing? This is Big Steve, the trucker. Man, out here doing this damn thing. Uh, Let me say it like this. I'm doing a YouTube video because Facebook keep trying to put me in jail. I mean, they keep trying to put me in Facebook jail. Everything I say, they got a problem with it. So that tells me that I'm probably saying some shit that makes some sense. So I thought I'd slide over here to YouTube, make a live video, and put this shit up. Now, everybody say, your videos got to be 10 minutes long, otherwise people's attention span kind of fucking fades away. Well, guess what? That's cool. Fade the fuck away. I don't be trying to get paid on none of these videos and none of that. So I say what I want to say when I want to say it and how I want to say it. It's called free speech, First Amendment. But anyway, last year been some crazy shit going on in this country, and I have kept a low profile for a reason. I have kept a low profile because I'm not interested in none of these so-called solutions and shit that people are coming up with. Now, first thing first, I want to talk about this mainstream media. People say mainstream media, they fake news and this, that, and the third. There is some truth to that, and I'm going to tell you why there's some truth to that. It's true because these are not news reporters. These are not even news agencies. These are opinions, people's opinions. And these people sitting up here telling you this shit, they reading a fucking script. That's what they are. They're actors reading a script. And what's so crazy about it is people never really even ask, who in the fuck is writing that script? Maybe because they don't know it's a script. Well, I'm telling you, it's a script. That's why they call that shit a teleprompter. That means they reading that shit that somebody is sitting there typing in that shit or done typed up, and they run it through there and they just reading it. They play like they looking at paper and shit. Watch me, I'm gonna do the same thing they do. Watch me, I'm gonna do the exact same thing they do. Watch this. Over in Russia today, President Putin told Joe Biden to go fuck himself, and Joe Biden had no response. A fucking bill of lading. That's not news. Shit's made up. But if I hold this paper up like I'm reading some shit, then you think I'm really actually reading some shit. That's the game they play on you. Now, I'm finna go on a little further with this news. Y'all have been jammed up in the house for a year and some change now. Think about that for a hot second. You been scared to go out to old CVs out there. Scared to go to church. Scared to go to Walmart. Scared to go to the gas station. Scared to go to work. Them people done told you to be scared to go everywhere. I can say that with some confidence because I've seen the same scared motherfuckers all over the country. Why? Because I wasn't locked down in the house for a year and some change. In fact, I was deemed to be essential personnel, so I didn't have the choice to be locked up in the house. Because if I, as a truck driver, said, no, I'm going to stay at home with my family, then everybody be looking upside my head. Well, how am I going to get my toilet paper? How am I going to get my mask? How are the hospitals going to get their respirators? How are we going to get gas at the gas station? How are we going to get groceries in the house? See, that's the difference between me and you. I've been out here since September of 2019. Not 2020. 2019. We were deemed essential personnel in February. Oh, it didn't become a problem until March. But we were already essential personnel. And we had already been out here delivering shit. So they knew what was going on before they told you. But see, you didn't know that because you were locked in your house. You locked in your house. Where do you get your information from? Mainstream media? And alternative media such as Google, Yahoo News and that kind of shit. They had you in a closed environment so they could feed you what they wanted you to know. And what's so crazy about that shit, you develop an opinion based off some shit you've been fed. And then you want to argue with a motherfucker that tell you, say, look out, man, that ain't what it is. Or what you believe to be true ain't true. That's real talk. That's real talk. See, I've been out here, this whole CV thing, I've been out here from coast to coast, baby. I've seen it firsthand, so I don't need Tucker Carlson or Rachel Maddow or nobody else to tell me what the fuck is going on, because I'm already out here with this shit. If you go outdoors, you're going to catch coronavirus. Well, I should have had that shit a couple, 2-3 times. I done had more motherfucking tests that for a while there, my motherfucking nose from where they was shoving that motherfucking dick stick up, you know, because just in case y'all didn't know that when they test men for gonorrhea, they take this little stick that look just like that motherfucker they shove in your nose and shove it into your dick, and that's how they come up with whether or not you got gonorrhea or not. I used to work at an aid station in when I was in the military, and them motherfuckers would come in there every Monday morning, dicks dripping. Now, I never would do it, but I saw it happen. Time and time again. Now you're getting a dick stick shoved in your nose. Should have had it 100 times. Don't go to the hospital because you're going to get it. I've been in the hospital and I had 2 surgeries since 2019. Them motherfuckers, when they found out I was a truck driver, they were surprised I didn't have it. They like, let's get some more of this motherfucker's blood and figure out what the fuck is going on with him. Why is he immune to the shit? No, motherfucker, I just do that basic shit that my daddy and my grandmother told me to do. Nigga, wash your hands. Don't be touching no doors and shit. And keep people up out your face. Wear your mask. It's that fucking simple. But you've been trapped in the house and this media been telling you all kinds of shit. And you've been believing it. And you've been making decisions out of some bogus ass information because you ain't been outside nowhere to experience a goddamn thing. That's real talk. And you can be mad at me for saying that. I don't care. That's the truth. I don't care that you mad. I don't care that you disagree with me. I don't care. But I'm going to tell the truth in love. You have been locked down for over a year. Now, a couple things. Since 2019, I've only done probably 3, maybe 4 lives, and they were on different subjects. But I'm going to touch on something that everybody else touched on and developed all these strong ass motherfucking opinions about without no facts. Without no facts. First off, for all you dumbass motherfuckers that voted for Joe Biden, you are a waste of fucking skin, particularly if you are black. For all your degrees and all your I done arrives, you still dumb in a motherfucker. Because you listen to people tell you what they wanted you to hear, and you were dumb enough to develop an opinion off of what somebody else wanted you to hear. It wasn't like people were sharing information with you. It was a fair exchange of information. No, your ass was on lockdown. You couldn't talk back to Rachel Maddow. You couldn't talk back to Tucker Carlson or any of them other motherfuckers. None of them. You couldn't talk back to none of them. You couldn't say, hey, wait a minute, explain this to me. And they put people on there to tell you exactly what they wanted you to know, knowing that you like to think you smart and you can base an opinion, and in some cases an ideology, off of what somebody else tell you, instead of studying to show yourself approved. Well, that was tough too, because you go to Google telling you the same shit, Facebook telling you the same shit, YouTube telling you the same shit, everybody telling you the same shit. So if enough people say it, it's got to be true, right? Let me explain something to you. A consensus does not make truth. The more money people spend to tell you something is right, generally the wronger it is. Them's facts. Right don't need no help. The truth don't need no help. But these people are spending billions and billions and billions of dollars to convince you this, that, and the third. Now, people going out here getting shot. Just had a friend of mine when he got their shot. Let me explain to you why they use J&J. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because that's what black folks recognize. J&J. Baby powder. That's an old company that's been in all our households for all these years. That's why they was pushing that shit on you. And then after you all rushed out and all y'all said y'all wasn't gonna do it, then you had one motherfucker in the family talk everybody in the family to go do the shit. And then as soon as they all get it done, they come with this quiet ass commercial. Hey, where J&J shot is now having side effects of blood clots. Well, blood clots in your leg. No, blood clots in your brain. Well, what is a blood clot in your fucking brain? That's what a stroke is, when you have a failure of blood circulation in your fucking brain. So basically what you did was you said, well, I'm gonna take a chance on getting a fucking stroke. Now make that fucking make sense to me. Those who don't learn from history is doomed to repeat history. I guess when your ass is laid up all twisted the fuck up, then you be like wishing you hadn't, but it's too late then. And that motherfucker in your family that talked you into that shit, guess what? Oh, they gonna play like they ain't know nothing. Well, my fault. I didn't tell people to do that. Yeah, you did. And 9 times out of 10, that person that talked you into doing that shit is the same one that talked you in a bunch of other bullshit that has negatively impacted and affected your life. But I love them. I love them. So because you love them, you allow them to do whatever the fuck they want to you. And they just keep on living life. Meanwhile, your life is ragged in a can of fucking sauerkraut. I mean, it is what it is. It's crazy. And I look at the shit and it's crazy. And I look at how people are crazy today, particularly black folks. People say, well, you shouldn't have to bring race in it. Why not? I see race everywhere. When I look at a TV commercial and don't see none but white folks in it, I see race. When I look at a TV commercial and I see that every black man got something other than a black woman or his wife, I see race. When I see a TV commercial and I see every black woman got something other than a black man as her husband, I see race. This country was built on fucking race. Let's not be goddamn simplistic about the shit. Let's call a spade a fucking spade. This country was built on race. I mean, it is what it is. And the quicker you accept that and stop with this old bullshit, progressive bullshit, there's no such thing as racism. Motherfucker, you wasn't at the pilot after the Derek Chauvin verdict came out, and watch how mad all the motherfucking white folks was. They wasn't mad because he got time. He was mad because he got time for killing a black person. And so they take that out on every black person. It is what it is. So you might not see race, motherfucker, but guess what? The rest of the world see race. And what you see and what you feel don't make you the rule. Motherfucker, that makes you the exception to the rule. But you wouldn't know that because most of y'all are still on lockdown now. In the mind. Do you not know that this lockdown shit is going to have a psychological effect on people for years to come? It's going to have a similar effect to people who have been incarcerated. It is what it is. See, I've been free. I've been out here in this world, and I've been seeing it. Face to face, face up. I've been seeing this shit. And guess what? It's all right. It's all right. Derek Chauvin, or whatever the fuck his name is, bitch should have got every second of time on life he got. Every second of time they give him. He should. He murdered a man in broad open daylight. I don't give a fuck if you the police or just some Joe Blow off the goddamn street. I don't care if it's black on black crime, white on white crime, white on black crime, black on white crime. I don't give a fuck what it is. He murdered a man in broad open daylight on a motherfucking street corner in front of people. And yes, that motherfucker should be shipped to Texas and we send his ass on through the antifreeze factory down there in Huntsville. That's the way that should go. At some point, people are going to have to start understanding that that skin color is going to get your ass in trouble. Because I've said it 1,000 motherfucking times and I will say it one more time. Black folks, foundational black Americans, are not like blacks nowhere else on the face of this planet. We are a unique genetic species of humanoid on this planet. And it is simply because of our genetic makeup combined with years and years of trauma and living in a heightened sense of survival. You know, it's kind of like frogs that develop poison in their skin and in their mucus. That shit didn't just happen overnight. They got tired of getting their ass ate, so guess what? They figured out a way to stop motherfuckers from eating them. Well, that is the same transition that black folks is going through right now. I keep telling people all the time, I say, y'all talking that shit, and what's going to happen is black folks in this country, foundational black Americans, are going to get in touch with that white side of themselves. There is no difference between black folks and white folks, none at all. None at all. One would say, well, one's oppressed and one's the oppressed. Well, that may be true to an extent. The oppressor only oppresses because he or she is allowed to oppress. The oppressed is only oppressed because he or she allows themselves to be oppressed. Now, what happens when that person decides, well, I'm not going to be oppressed no more? And that European that's in every foundational black person gets triggered. You know, see how them motherfuckers went up there to D.C. and was up at the Capitol building? You know, the only reason why black folks wasn't like that, ain't been like that, is because they've been tempered with Christianity. Obey thy masters. Is that what it say? And y'all look and see that the master that they tell you to obey look like them. So deep in your core, you have a problem with disobeying your master. You've been genetically predisposed to cow down, humble yourself, and fall on your knees whenever that person that looked like your master tell you to do something. But when that shit start getting overrode, which it is genetically starting to get overrode, there's going to be a problem. You know, when you bag a creature into a corner, that creature has a tendency to fight back because it has a God-given instinct for life, for self-preservation of life. Self-preservation of life. You know, we talk about God-given rights here in the country. That is a God-given right. He gave that to the dumbest of animals on the face of this planet. You can take a motherfucking snail. A snail, no, he can't fight off shit, but he'll get in that shell, to curl up in that shell to defend his life. Foundation of Black Americans are the only motherfuckers on the planet that don't do that. We won't defend our lives or our children or our wives, our husbands for any goddamn thing. That's real talk. We talk a good game. Man, better not fuck with my family. I'll fuck a motherfucker out. Right until them peoples get there, and then all of a sudden now you on TV talking about, I want them dusters. No. Get in touch with your white side and go get your justice. Go get your justice. You know, you reap it what you sow. You sow it not, so you reap it not. You sow it not justice, so you reap it not justice. It's that fucking simple. Well, if I go out here and get my own justice, then they gonna be mad at me, and then okay, they mad at you now. So what's the point? How does that change anything? Well, they gonna do something to my family. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. You hurt my family? Hey, quid pro quo, motherfucker. Quid pro quo. Police shot 15-year-old girl. And I was looking at them comments on Facebook, and I just started shaking my head. And then I got turned on to TikTok, and that's some more shit. Some more bullshit, propaganda bullshit. You niggas need to leave that shit alone. Yeah, they got a bunch of other bullshit on there. But for some reason, when I sign up for some shit, they must think I'm white or something. I don't know what the fuck they think I am, because I end up with all the motherfucking white folks talking shit on my shit. Maybe they know I'm black, and maybe they know I'm kind of outspoken. Maybe they saying that, you know, we trying to calm this nigga down, so we let this nigga know that it's a bunch of motherfuckers out here ready to handle his ass. Then maybe he'll calm the fuck down. Well, I want you to understand something. I run from no motherfucker. I'm a may the best man win kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got your shit, I got my shit. You got your best, I got mine. Well, let's see who the best motherfucking man. Last man standing tells that truth. It is what it is. I done been all over this motherfucking world. Done met tens of thousands of people. And guess what? I've only had but a handful of motherfuckers decide they want to try me. But very quickly do people figure out they have bitten off way more than the truth, than they could chew. The idea was more tasteful than the reality. Ain't no bad motherfucker. I tell anybody, ain't no bad motherfucker. But I am the last motherfucker you want to fuck with. That's real talk. Vengeance knows no bounds. And I honestly believe that God himself has said to me that, look, you have to defend your family. And if you're not there to defend your family, you need to teach your family how to defend themselves. Now back to the little girl that got shot by the police. Shot 4 times. watched the video. Most of you dumb motherfuckers only watched the shit on Fox News and on MSNBC. And all they showed you was a little snippet. And then they cut it out so you couldn't see the little girl get shot. Well, let me tell you dumb motherfuckers something. That little girl called the fucking police. So she got a death sentence for calling these motherfuckers for help. Well, she was charging at the little girl with a knife. Well, you goddamn right she was charging at her. Them two grown-ass women came over to her house to fuck her up. Well, if it was my family, the shit might have been a little different. Because you would have needed at least 4 coroners and 1 lawyer in this situation. See, cause them little bitches, my daughter would have flat blasted both of their asses. And then he would have blasted my daughter. Then I would have blasted him. Thus, I would have needed the lawyer. There you got 4 coroners and 1 lawyer. I wouldn't have hesitated not one time to shoot him in his motherfucking head. Fuck shooting him in the vest. I'm finna shoot this bitch in the head. No, you ain't going to trial. No, you ain't finna get to testify. No, you ain't finna get to write no police report, motherfucker. And no, you not finna go home and eat a goddamn sandwich. You kill my child, I got to have your head on a stick. I can't understand why motherfuckers be on TV. Well, I want justice. I don't want justice. I don't even want that motherfucker arrested. I don't even want him on death duty. I don't want him on paid leave. I want him out there doing his job. That's what I want him. That's where I want him. Because I want his fucking head on a stick in my front yard. That's what I want. That's justice for me. What does justice look like? That's what justice look like. An eye for an eye. Now some people gonna say, well, goddamn, man, you talking some crazy shit. Maybe. Maybe not. But I tell you what, if it was a Russian citizen they did that shit to, them Russians wouldn't have no qualms about rolling up on his bitch ass and filling his ass full of lead. If it was them Mexican drug cartels, they wouldn't have no problem on rolling up on his bitch ass, dragging him out the car, cutting his goddamn head off with a machete. If it was some of them niggas over there in Algiers, they wouldn't have no problem with filling his ass full of hoes. If it was the triad or them the what they call them motherfuckers, the triads over there in Japan, the motherfuckers wouldn't have had no problem with filling his ass full of hoes. The MS-13. Goddamn, I'll even go so far as say, if you fuck around and fuck with the right Canadian, he'll hug your bitch ass out. Why should I be different? Why shouldn't I be on the side of the consensus? The consensus is you fuck with mine, I gotta fuck with yours. But Jesus said, now Jesus ain't said a goddamn thing. Y'all need to quit blaming that shit on him. When he hung his head on that cross and died, he said, enough is enough. I'm out. Deuces. This shit is on you. That is what that is. When he gonna come back and save us? Really? I think he on vacation, my damn self. He said, them motherfuckers is crazy down there. You know, Father, I went down there to try to, try to save them motherfuckers, but them motherfuckers is crazy. For real crazy. They crazy on a whole nother level. I'm kind of wondering why you even made them motherfuckers. God, like, well, you should have let me burn that shit to the ground and start over, but nah, you wanted to go down there and try to save them, so, I'm going to let you go down there and do that. That's what that is. Survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. Even the Native Americans fought back. And all they had was 2 sticks on a string. But you fall on your knees. You worship your master, and you worship who your master put over you. Kind of funny, and people might get mad, but I'm finna tell the truth in love. I had a job at a warehouse, and this year. I had a job at a warehouse, and I had to walk all the way down to one end of the building. Motherfucking feet be killing me, cause one, I ain't used to doing no motherfucking walking. I'm gonna be honest with you, ain't my thing to walk, and I got to just. I'm one of them people that observe shit. I'll be quiet and I'll watch and I'll listen. And it sounded like a plantation in this warehouse. The people that worked there, most of them was black, and I think it was like maybe 3-4 Hispanics and maybe one Asian and a couple 2 or 3 white folks, but all the rest of the motherfuckers was black. But the white folks that was there was up in the office, which was up above everybody else, so they can watch down on them niggas. They use terms like rows. Go up and down them rows. Well, I remember my daddy used to tell me that when they picked cotton, you had to get 100 pounds of cotton. You had to go up and down them rows and get your 100 pounds of cotton. They done switched that shit up to right now you need to go up and down them rows and pick 600 motherfucking boxes. Now, you had to pick 100 pounds of cotton, and motherfuckers like, that's a lot of goddamn work. No, nigga. You go pick 600 motherfucking boxes weighing 10 pounds a motherfucking piece. Now you're talking about some work. What made me really get that this shit was stupid, and it was a plantation, and it was slavery, was this right here. Well, actually, it was 2 things. The first thing was I was looking at how the black women were over all the men. Now, you had a couple of men that were in supervisory positions, but the black women didn't have to be in a supervisory position, because what they would do is, if you wasn't working as hard as they thought you should have been working, they go tell that man. They go tell that black man that's over you, that's over them. Well, he ain't down there working, boss. Well, that's exactly what used to happen on the plantation. Motherfuckers like to think it was white folks out there making niggas work. No, it wasn't. It was appointed black females that was out there on that plantation making sure niggas worked. That's how they work. And the second thing that made me realize that this was some plantation ass bullshit, I was out there working and my motherfucking feet hurt bad, man. I mean hurting to the point where I was taking Advil during the course of a shift. I'm like, nigga, I'm taking meds to try to make it through the day. And I was walking and this lady saw me, this little white woman saw me, and she said, baby, you walking like your feet hurt. I said, yes, ma'am, my feet sure hurting like a motherfucker. I mean, they hurting bad. She said, don't worry about it. You'll get used to it. And at that point, when she said that, the light bulb came on. This bitch just told me I'll get used to pain. That's not a goddamn human condition to live in fucking pain. And if you lived in pain long enough to get used to it, you just used to it. The fucking pain is still there, dumbass. And needless to say, when I told my temp service, I said, look out, man, I ain't gonna be able to do this. I'm out. Well, you walking off the job? You goddamn right, I'm walking off the job. I said, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm getting the hell up out of here. This ain't me. And they were mad. They were almost like the Mexicans in that office. It was like, this nigga's leaving the plantation. You sure right. I look like that nigga on the cover of 12 Years a Slave. Got to go, got to go, got to go, go, go. See, I said a long time ago, and this helped confirm that white folks' biggest fuck up during slavery was not paying niggas a little something. You had to pay them a lot, just a little something. If you had to pay them a little something, guess what? Niggas would still be slaves today. They are still slaves today. Plantations, just changed the name on it. From plantation to warehouse, from plantation to office building, from plantation to whatever. Plantation to manufacturing facility. plantation. It's still a plantation. Whether they call it a plantation or call it FedEx, where your ass in there working like a motherfucking field slave. See, a lot of people think slavery was an act. It was not. It's an ideology. And the thing about an ideology is it can be changed according to what the fuck is going on. All you gotta do is change a few words, change a few sentences, but you keep the same process in place. If you don't change the fucking process, you still being a slave. It is what it is. Well, last but not least on this list, I don't even know what to say no more about immigration. You know, I asked a long time ago, how come people don't ask foundational blacks about it, how they feel about immigration? Because the last thing they want is for regular white folks or traditional white folks to understand that foundational blacks feel about immigration the way they feel about immigration, and for the same reason that they feel about immigration. We got tens of thousands of children crossing the borders. We got tens of thousands of felons. When they cross that border, they're felons. That's what they are. They felons. And as a felon, they shouldn't be entitled to anything. As non-citizens of this country, they shouldn't be entitled to anything that this country, the social safety net of this country, which is designed for American citizens. I just on Good Morning America, and my boy Lil Bush was on there, and they was swearing in new citizens to the country. If I was one of them, I would have just stood. Man, no, hell no. I done took me 20 years to become a citizen of this country, and you got a motherfucker in the White House right now talking about just making everybody a citizen of this country. That's some bullshit. Hell no. Them motherfuckers can't be citizens unless they go through the same exact shit I went through. But, hey, it's all a game. It's a hustle. You motherfucking Democrats, you motherfucking Republicans, you liberals, you conservatives, you progressives, y'all finna get exactly what y'all asked for. And when that shit blows up in your face, don't come crying to black folks, foundational black folks. Ooh, don't come crying to us. Because as soon as this shit start going bad, the economy start collapsing, and they realize that they can't get no more free shit, they all going back to their country. That's Latinas, that's Asians, that's Europeans, that's Canadians, that's everybody that's motherfucker down there in the Caribbean. Everybody gonna bail on this motherfucker. And then you gonna be looking at us going, well, what we gonna do? You wasn't asking what the fuck we gonna do while y'all was shooting us in the street. You wasn't asking what the fuck we gonna do when we was saying, hey, look, Black Lives Matter too, motherfucker. Not just Black Lives Matter, motherfucker, but Black Lives Matter too. You know? What we gonna do? Once you gonna ask them neo-Nazis you let march up and down the street, what the fuck y'all gonna do? Because it ain't my job no more to put my cape on and come in and save you. It ain't my job no more. You told me, you gave me a, what they call that, where they give you evaluation, and you said I was deficient in my job. So I'm deficient in my job from now on out, as far as coming saving motherfuckers. When white folks that look like you run off with all the money, and they fuck around and switch this currency on y'all ass, all the money you think you got in your bank ain't gonna be worth shit. That's niggas included. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when countries close the border on American citizens? What you gonna do? I already got a few that's got the borders closed. If you come from America, you can't go to that motherfucker because they scared you got that shit. Oh no, you can't come in here. No. And then you get there and you ain't got it, and they say, well, now we can't let you go because we don't want to expose you to that shit, so we ain't gonna let you go back up there. This is some of that crazy shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. It is what it is. People get mad, but I tell the truth in love. But I'm telling the truth in love. So, what we gonna do is we go sit back and watch this shit. My goal is to sit on a beach somewhere and watch this shit on satellite TV. Watch this motherfucker burn like Rome. And I don't want to hear no shit about, we didn't, we need help to try to save us. Think about all them motherfuckers you been bombing and talking shit all throughout the years. What's gonna fuck you is they gonna open the doors to foundational blacks. Ain't gonna close the doors to you. If you got this right here, you can come on in. But if you ain't got this right here, stay over there in it. I've often asked that question. If it was just white folks here, what would this country be like? I mean, even today, if everybody left and it was nothing but white folks here, what would this country be like? Be a lot of white on white crime. Because crime happens in proximity. Well, there's Big Steve. And so I'm just getting ready to shut it down. And, man, leave your thoughts and comments down there. I like to hear what you got to say. We can always have a conversation. Once Facebook stop tripping with me, I'll be back on Facebook. They can't stand me because I'm going to tell the truth in love. Fuck what you talking about. I'm telling the truth in love. Once again, y'all, this is Big Steve, man. Y'all be cool on your stool out there. Be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Because, man, you don't know when the Grim Reaper going to come calling for you. You don't know. And when Texas passed this constitutional carry, nigga buy you a vest. Because these motherfuckers, they see you, they going to start shooting at you right off the rip. They don't catch you in the head. Nigga, I'm supposed to be in full battle rattle riding around. The motherfucker be looking at me like, this motherfucker's crazy. Yes, I got my Kevlar on. Yes, I got my vest on. Yes, I got my BDUs on. Yes, I got my boots on. Yes, I'm in full battle rattle. LBE, the whole 9. Why you riding like that, motherfucker? Because hey, this is what I wore when I fought the enemies of my nation. And this is what saved my life fighting against the enemies of my nation. If it'll stand up to a motherfucker with an AK-47, guess what? It'll stand up to you. So what do you want to do? Well, I just want to let you know that you had an air freshener. Yeah, I know the air freshener hanging there, motherfucker, because I hung it there. Well, listen. Why? You got all that shit hanging around in your car. Why is it illegal for me to have an air freshener? Hey, you need to calm down. Well, no, motherfucker, I don't need to calm down. 129, we need backup. Oh, well, shit, here, let me call some motherfuckers. Say, look out, y'all. I'm right here. Y'all need to roll. You call your backup. I call my backup. You got guns. I got guns. Who's running this situation, motherfucker? For every motherfucker I answered a cop that one time, man. I said, why when you roll up on the scene and there's more than one person, you're in control of that scene? He said, well, because I'm a police officer. I said, no, motherfucker, it's because you generally the only one with a gun. Now, let me ask you this. If you roll up on that scene, you got a gun, them two got a gun, what do? I call backup. Okay, your backup show up with guns, they get on the cell phone, they make a phone call, they backup show up with guns. Who run the motherfucking scene? They people show up with guns and bulletproof vests and shit, the same shit you got. Who runs the motherfucking scene? The motherfucker with the most guns. That's who run the scene. Well, I want to finish this right here. I want to say that now, all you dumbass motherfuckers out there that went and bought Gucci bags, got your hair did, got your nails did, bought wheels and shit for your car, and all that old kind of shit. You know who I'm talking about. You just proved that you have no survival instinct. None. While you were spending your stimulus check on bullshit, white folks were spending their stimulus check on guns and ammunition. That was a smooth way for the federal government to arm white folks. And you niggas didn't even see that. That shit went smooth over your head. You reapeth what you sow. You sow a stupidity, you're going to be the victim of stupidity, because that's going to be your harvest. It is what it is. Well, I can't legally have no gun. Do you think they really give a fuck if you can legally have a gun or not? White folks don't. That shootout down there at Twin Peaks in Waco, 21 of the motherfuckers that they arrested had guns. Out of that 21, 11 had CHLs. And out of that 11 concealed handgun license holders, 6 of them were convicted felons. So they weren't supposed to have no gun, be able to get no gun, let alone a motherfucking CHL and carry a gun. So does that shit really matter? Hell to the no. Nigga, you better vote. You better go get on the phone to your congressman and say, motherfucker, I want this constitutional carry. And that's what you do. You constitutionally carry. Wherever you go, you got heat. And I guarantee that them motherfuckers won't fuck with you when you got heat. Especially if you got heat and they see you wearing a bulletproof vest. Motherfucker, this is a fair fight. I don't know if I want to go down this road or not. Maybe I'll get it to jump on it. Well, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to ambush me. But head to head, mano a mano, bullet for bullet, let's have at it, motherfucker. Let's see who get to go home and eat a sandwich. And if you think you're going to come to my house with that bullshit, I got some more shit for you. Why? Because of the Second Amendment. It says that this right shall not be infringed. And I am to defend this right unto death. Yours or mine. It is what it is. Y'all be in love, peace, and I agree. This is Big Steve, man. Y'all be cool though, you stupid. I'm gonna leave you with that. Bye.